Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Crossroads. Our heroes today are going to be Sober, playing as the OKW forces in the blue. And his opponent is going to be Fortune, playing as the US forces in the red. I'm back, guys. Sorry. The trip, extended a little bit more than I expected it to, and, well, one thing led to another, and I wasn't, I wasn't here. But I'm back now, and, hopefully, should be good. Now, if you noticed, as the game gets underway, I'm doing a giveaway right now, just in case you weren't aware. Just look at the videos on the channel, and you can see the giveaway video that just came out a couple days ago. And yeah, you can go ahead and participate on that if you so desire. But yeah, I mean, again, I just want to apologize to you guys. Like I said, at least previously, I didn't say it in the last video because I made videos in batch, hoping that I would have enough, but then I didn't. But by the end of the week, I was too occupied and I couldn't actually get any time to record. But yeah, I mean, sorry. I had to go out of town, and, well, it happens. But now I'm back. Hopefully, we'll be good, at least for a while. I do know that I'm going to be living again in about 3 weeks' time. So, yeah, there will be regular interruptions for a little bit. But, we should have at least a couple weeks here of pretty consistent content at the very least. So anyways, let's take a look at what the hell has been going on. So Fortune building himself some rifles, and more rifles. Currently duking it out over here on the right hand side as the Stormpyos trying to take that center point. Unable to do so. They take quite a bit of heavy damage as the rifles converge on them and do force them away. We do have some Volks pushing up through the north as Sober has gone for 3 Volks in total, currently building the 3rd one, but also got himself that Cavalry, which is pretty standard because, well, why not, right? Pretty fast unit, capable of capping. Why would you not want it? Big-ass engagement over here on the right-hand side as Fortune pretty much focuses everything he's got on the right-hand side. He does have another rifle squad in the center, moving in that direction as well, but currently not sending anything over to the left-hand side. Volks Grenadiers trying to delay that engagement as long as they can. They are in heavy cover, so they're able to withstand a little bit more punishment here than the rifles. They are all just taking cover by the bushes and shrubbery, so they only have light cover. So you see that one rifle squad taking quite a beating. However, Fortune being, quite aware of his surroundings, going to be leaving that squad out in the open. And, well, not on the open, but leaving it out on the field to cap because, well, while it is not really combat effective right now, even with 2 members, hell, even with 1 member left, you can still cap. So we do see a fighting position going down over here on the right hand side. It looks to be positioned in a way that it can cover this point if so needed, but also the rear echelon squad, remember, can always pop in as it's doing right now, and it does gain access to those rifle grenades, which make it very difficult for infantry to hold positions. So the 2-man rifle squad running themselves into a little bit of a problem here on the right hand side. Forced to retreat, but again, 2 men strong, not that big an issue, and they make it out. 50 cal machine gun is going to be produced here for Fortune to cover that center point, as we do see Stormpyos pushing forward. Their small arms fires will be doing a little bit of damage to the position itself, but not significant, so, they're not going to be able to do much against that. It's a little bit of an explosive or fiery options. Volks Grenadier squad on the right-hand side getting torn apart as we do see the 2 rifles and the rear echelon squad working together. Stormpyos squad getting torn to pieces, down to 1 man. Sliver of health barely makes it alive as it rounds the corner through the hedge. And we have more Volks pushing on that side for Sober as he continues the engagement. Down to 1 man at that rifle squad, getting focused fire right now. Can he actually pick off the kill? He does. A nice little pickup there for Sober, managing to inflict a nice little kill there. Now we do see Fortune going for the Lieutenant Tech, being forced off of the right-hand side, though. We do see the fighting position setting up with the 50 cal. However, it is now, well, essentially cut off in a way. Kubelwagen trying to do what it can. Lieutenant squad moving over to the right-hand side. Should be able to deal with that Kubelwagen quite easily. And we do see a utility car coming into play for Fortune relatively quickly. Now, Sober, for his part, has built himself the Mechanized Regiment headquarters, or, well, he's beginning to. Will take a little while, but yeah, no battle group headquarters to start with, so we'll see how that works out. So yeah, the fighting position there, pretty much intact. Again, small arms fire does do damage, but not a lot. You know, it'll take forever for it to actually do anything. So, you know, not gonna go away anytime soon. Lieutenant moving in force over here to the right-hand side, quickly dealing with one of the Volksgrenadiers. Second Volksgrenadier squad trying to set themselves up in a little bit of better cover, getting a red barrel exploded in front of them. Fortunately for the squad, though, this is not a first-person shooter, so it doesn't actually do damage to the squad around it. It's just a graphical effect there that looks nice. Lieutenant closing the distance, getting itself right on top of that Volksgrenadier squad. Gonna be not good for the Lieutenant. It is managing to inflict a decent amount of damage since it has, you know, the bar and at close range. However, it does get torn down to one man. Forced to retreat. The utility car now on the field trying to chase down those Volks. Manages to do a decent job. Volksgrenadier squad gets upgraded with the Shrek, which allows it to fight the utility car. However, it is currently still retreating, so it's unable to benefit. The other Volksgrenadier squad, though, getting upgraded as well. Does not manage to get a hit on the utility car on its first volley, or, well, first shot, really, because it's only two. Does impact, though, on the hay bale there, destroying a little bit of it and forcing it. Well, not forcing anything, but, you know, making it a little bit more difficult for the cover to function. However, the second shot does manage to impact on the utility car. Utility car now trying to move out of the way. The Volksgrenadiers do have, of course, reduced combat effectiveness against infantry with that Shrek equipped, which allows the rifles to push forward. However, we now have a Lux on the field. Very quick Lux here for Sober. 7 minutes in. Nothing on the field right now for Fortune to deal with it. He does have, of course, access to the bazooka of the crew, which is currently out of the vehicle and, you know, doing what it can. And we do have an ambulance on the field for Fortune, currently being used aggressively as it moves out onto the field. However, with the fighting position now down, as the Lux is able to take it down very, very quickly. Not very powerful per shot, but since it shoots very quickly, it's able to whittle it down in no time flat. And Fortune is forced to pack up and get the hell out of the way over here on the right-hand side, which seemed, at least for a little while, like his intent was to, you know, to essentially control that location. Vehicle, utility car almost gets taken down there by the Lux of Silver as he tries to chase down the, jeez, that's sneaky. So, the Lux moving itself to the hedge, is shooting through the hedge, trying to see if it can hit anything. The utility car and the ambulance managing to make it out of there alive, and the Lux moves along its way. But very nice and very aggressive maneuvering here by Silver. Is going to be setting itself up right in front of the exit of the base. We do have some bazookas on the field. We have the rear echelon squad equipped with two for now. Well, two in total. Actually, can't actually get another one. So should be able to fight back against the Lux. However, the Lux is able to do, with proper maneuvering, that type of kiting where it's able to just barrage the approaching infantry and tear them apart before they're able to really do anything. I hate luck. Yeah, the Lux is it's a tough unit. Pretty fucking powerful because of its rate of fire. You know, you could compare it to something like the T-70 because of, you know, its small size and function, but I mean, it shoots ridiculously fast compared to the T-70. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool unit. Rifle squad popping itself into the center there on that house. Gonna be getting some shots flying at whatever it can. Not gonna be able to do too much. And we do see Silver currently closing in on Fortune. Fortune pretty much back at base, unable to do too much. The utility car is currently being being handled by some rifles as we see the vehicle crew popping out. So with the support of the vehicle crew and the Shreks, well, not the Shreks, but the bazookas equipped on the oh, he's gonna lose that rifle squad though. Nope. Manages. Ooh, very nice. Very nice control there by Fortune. Pretty gambly. Getting pretty risky there, but ooh, manages to snare that Lux. The Lux is now getting chased down. No infantry nearby to help it. There is an infantry behind. Bazookas continue to fly. We do have the double bazookas on the rear echelons. Can they finish him off. Well, the vehicle crew's trying his best. Oh, a nice hit. It is going to be getting itself into range of the carver here of the base sector flak guns. It looks like the rifles are going to be taking the damage there. Here come the builders. Nice shot, and down goes the lugs. Very risky maneuver there by Fortune, but manages to pick himself up a very crucial, very critical hit there. Kill and keep it alive. Did lose his utility car, but you know, to be fair, trading a utility car instead of a Lux, you know, I'll take that trade anytime. Rifle squad retreating down to one man, one getting executed on the retreat. Very low health. Barely manages to make it out of there. Pretty close call there for Fortune. The Storm Pyos were lying there in wait for Silver, just trying to see if they could pick up a kill. We do still have that Kuval wagon over here on the right-hand side, but it should not even attempt to move in that side because that's where the bazookas are. And for now, we see Fortune selecting his Doctrine, and that is, of course, the Heavy Cavalry Company, with which he also gets himself a Ranger squad onto the field. Going to get upgraded with some Tommy guns. And he also gets himself a 50 cal machine gun, which is very nice. We don't see it too often. And it's a bit of a shame. I think we should see it a little bit more. It's a pretty excellent weapon, so we'll see. Anyways, we do see the Schwerpanzer headquarters having been placed on the field for Sober, as he sets it up to cover the point on the left-hand side. So completely covers that victory point, the point in front of it, the point next to it. So it is a very well-placed vehicle. I mean, obviously it's a risk to put it out on the field, but for the most part should be able to secure territory on the left-hand side or the north, depending on how you're looking at it, for Sober. At the same time, he is getting himself that battle group headquarters to be able to heal up his infantry. We see the 50 cal moving up, going to be setting up to try and stop those Volksgrenadiers. Puts itself in a different angle. The Tommy guns, though, on the Rangers, doing quick work of the infantry up close. Going to be taking some barrages going there on the Volksgrens as they retreat. It's a very healthy three-man squad. They do get caught a little bit there on the way, managing to get a kill, an additional kill there. Maybe one more? Nah, should be fine. But, you know, just doing some additional manpower damage as much as he can, so, you know. Fortune doing pretty well. Sober right now, not a lot in the shape of army. I mean, he is 40 versus the 49 of Fortune, but he has teched up quite a bit. I mean, Fortune, for his part, has not actually gotten the major, and Sober has already gotten all 3 tiers, so we'll see what he goes for. I don't think he's going to be just sitting around and waiting to get the King Tiger, which, you know, is an option, I suppose, but not really. Not right now. I mean, he does need a lot of resources, so I'm assuming we'll see some tank come up long before that. Anyways, rifles on the left-hand side for Fortune, just capturing around. More rifles in the back, capping as well. We see the bazooka squads moving into the center to try and cap. And they should be able to. And the Schwerpanzer headquarters does provide a pretty significant defender's advantage in this area. So it makes it a little bit easier to control that center because of, you know, that cover. However, it doesn't actually cover the point, so, you know, it's not impossible to do that. Anyways, grenade flying at the Ranger squad gets itself killed. Unfortunate there for Fortune. Unfortunate. But he does get himself a second Ranger squad, sorry, to compensate. Oh, nasty bazooka managing to nail the Volksgrenadier squad as it tries to retreat. Down goes an entire squad there for Sober. Over to Soldaten, hiding behind the shrubbery over here on the right-hand side. Lieutenant moving around, trying to set itself up. We do see the 50 cal machine gun on the left-hand side, managing to simply, you know, stop all the infantry here. Incendiary grenade, though, does get tossed at the 50 cal, so it is going to be forced to backpedal a little bit, set itself up in a better angle. The squad itself is still suppressed. The 50 cal is not really that heavily damaged, so Fortune able to push back significantly here against Sober. Which, again, he has a lot of tech, and he's getting himself more over soldatens to try and fight, but kind of needs a little bit more, something a little bit more oomph. We now see Fortune getting himself that major onto the field. Ambulance out on the field as well. Not sending it too far forward, being a little bit cautious, but, you know, at least shortening the distance here on the right-hand side, so the units on the right-hand side still retreat here, and this is where they just need to go. Instead of, you know, a couple steps back to base. And the ones retreating from the left will still go to base, so, you know, not a huge difference. Rifles using the cover, well, never mind, using the cover up until that point of the utility car, but they do manage to capture the point. Left-hand side, Rangers just moving around. These Rangers have not been upgraded with the Tommy guns. Not exactly a surplus of resources. Storm Piles and the Obersoldaten quickly forcing the retreat of the rifle squad down to 2, forced to retreat. 50 cal machine gun going to be trying to stop the Volksgrenadiers from capping that point. Obersoldaten and Storm Piles though can just come up on the flank through that hedge, and it looks like that is exactly what they're going to do. We also see some shoe mines getting laid down in the center for Sober, as we see the Cavalry moving across the lines to capture territory behind the enemy's face. Rangers going to be trying to get themselves in the way of the Obersoldaten squad. The 50 cal machine gun picking up and turning itself around, not actually retreating, holding its ground, and just now forcing the suppression and hitting up the dirt of the Obersoldatens. Vehicle crew moving up. Their SMGs, you know, not too bad at close range, so they're able to do what they can. Not, you know, not incredibly effective, but they're still capable of stuff. Rifle squad going to be running straight into that shoe mine. A single member, though, hits the mine, so only 1 kill. You know, aside from swiping a mine, that's essentially the best outcome you can hope for, that only one of your infantry gets killed by a mine. 50 cal machine gun in the center. Down to 1 man, risking itself getting torn apart. The rifle squad managing to capture that center victory point. The Kugelwagen in a bit of a tough spot here, has been cut off from its retreat path. Rifle squad trying to chase it down. We see the center house very rickety, very about to collapse. We see a rear echelon squad with the bazookas popping inside, trying to provide a little bit of support. Lieutenant squad wrecking the Obersoldaten, down to 1 man, forcing it to retreat. Volksgrenadiers doing what they can. The lieutenant is pushing forward, getting itself right on top of that Volksgrenadier squad. The heavy cover is good, but with an incendiary grenade on top of it, not going to really work out. Volksgrenadier squads with the Shrek can actually collapse this house with a well-placed shot. Hopefully it doesn't happen for Fortune, but it might, considering he's still leaving it in there. Shot hits the house is still alive, bazooka shots flying, Rangers and rifles pushing forward, quickly forcing the retreat of the Volksgrenadiers, and it looks like the rear echelon squad manages to avoid a narrow wipe. Rifle squad and the vehicle crew managing to catch that Kugelwagen as it did get cut off behind enemy lines. We see the Storm Pios trying to move up to provide a little bit of support, but a little bit too late. Are laying down some mines here as we do see a Sherman on the field. Oh, they're sitting on top of the mine. Oh, they managed to avoid catastrophe there as the shot flies wide, does not hit them, and they instantly hit retreat, which allows them to stay alive and not actually hit a mine. Rangers and Lieutenant pushing forward. Lieutenant is going to be hitting that mine, but again, a single person hits the mine, which means no real issue. Sherman, with its explosive rounds, pushing forward, trying to do what it can against these Obersoldatens, manages to get an additional kill on the retreat, which is not enough to kill, but at least manages to inflict a little bit of extra damage. Ranger squad with the Tommy guns getting upgraded. We see the infantry support gun getting some shots at range on that Sherman. Sherman, though, going to be having a bit of an issue here as we do see a Panther coming online for Mr. Sober. There it is. And, I mean, he doesn't really have a lot in the way of anti-tank. You know, he has 3 bazookas, essentially. And the Sherman. Sherman does have armor-piercing rounds, but, I mean, that's just, like, you know, if you're going to be fighting tanks mode, because it's not exactly like armor-piercing. It's just, you know, he has high explosive or armor-piercing, meaning one's good for infantry, one's good for vehicles. But the Panther should pretty much tear it to pieces. Shreks and Panther shots flying at this rifle squad as it sits there out in the open, having its wall cover knocked out in front of it. Incendiary grenade landing on top of the rifle squad, forcing it to retreat. Right-hand side, Obersoldaten getting caught by a lot of infantry. Bars equipped on the rifles. The lieutenant. Tommy guns on the Rangers. .50 cal machine gun in the center, getting some shots into that house as we do have a Volksgrenadier squad hold up inside. Rifle squad with their bars getting right on top of that Obersoldaten squad. They are getting kind of torn to pieces here as there is an infantry support gun, supporting. So the Obersoldatens hold. The rifles are quickly forced to retreat. We do have the Sherman covering a little bit on its side. And we now have the captain coming into play for Fortune. However, it just gets called onto the field so that it immediately builds an anti-tank gun with its supervisability. And we now have an anti-tank gun on the field for Fortune to try and keep that Panther at bay. Obersoldaten squad retreating down to one man, but it makes it out of there without really much of an issue. Vehicle crew retreating itself, as well, it doesn't really have much that it can do. We see the Panther pushing a little bit forward, and there you go live. Sorry. Anyways, so a big push here through the center for Fortune. The lieutenant leading the way, getting itself into the center point. Victory points are 403 to 325, currently in the lead for Sober. It's less than 100 points, so it's a little bit of a lead, but not significant enough to determine the game at this stage, at least. We see more mines getting laid down on the right-hand side by the Storm Pios. Another quick retreat by everybody here. We do have sweepers equipped on the rear echelon squad, as it does have those bazookas equipped, which makes it pretty awesome. And with the sweeper equipped, the mine gets cleared out as the cap goes on. Panther on the right-hand side, trying to fight against the lieutenant. We do see the Sherman nearby. Maybe trying to do what it can, but, can't really go toe-to-toe with the Panther. AT gun, though, moving up to support, should be able to provide a decent chunk of damage. And we also have an Ostwind on the field. Shots flying from the Panther. Shot actually flew at the AT gun itself. We see Sober getting his Doctrine, and that is, of course, the Scavenge Doctrine. That's why he got himself an Ostwind. He was building something, but he canceled it. And we do see combined arms getting pumped there for Fortune. Managing to get a quick kill on that Ostwind, which is very nice. Shots flying from the bazookas, getting some hits there on the Panther. The Panther currently backing off, but not severely damaged. Shots flying from the infantry support gun. We see the Panther moving itself up to try and finish off the Sherman. Oh, nasty shot there by the AT gun, nailing the Panther straight to the frontal armor. Down it goes. However, the Sherman gets taken out as well, and the bazookas of the rear echelons doing what they can there. But yeah, combined arms. Your infantry vehicles going to improve the effectiveness of one another. Improves performance of units based on their proximity to vehicle infantry squad. So yeah, so it helped there. As he said right there, he used combined arms, which, with the vehicle around and the infantry, he's able to get more shots in there. But, nice shot there by the AT gun. Manages to clear out that Panther, which, yeah, if he hadn't used the combined arms, probably wouldn't have been able to finish off the Panther. And he just ended up losing the Sherman. 50 cal machine gun pushing straight through the center, managing to clear out the infantry support gun. Right now, Sober trying to move out with what he can. 44 to 70 as far as pop cap goes, so Fortune still in quite the lead because he's already had, a big lead with all the infantry he has. He did lose his Sherman, but, Sherman isn't a huge chunk of that population cap, so there you go. Shots flying from the bazookas, managing to take out that infantry support gun, making sure that it can be recovered. However, we do see a 105 getting called in right on top of everything. Everybody spreads out, and we see the barrage. Well, it's just doing a big amount of noise and damage here in the center to the terrain itself. Oh, actually managing to catch the 50 cal a little bit there as it moves itself into the actual range. But yeah, Sober throwing the GG in, I suppose. However, Fortune says wait. We see his infantry troops moving forward, getting a on me. testing this? Testing what? The AT gun gets killed. But what is he testing? Like how quickly he can kill the Shrer? I guess maybe that's what he was talking about. But yeah, pretty much game coming to a close. We'll just let both players finish off, and shouldn't really take too much. Both players throwing in the GGs and such, so, you know, it's all good. It's all in good fun. No problems or issues on either side.
WPM-110 smoke strike can be delivered to cover our men.
And, yeah, I guess we'll just, yeah, Fortune saying that he almost had him. Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty bad for Fortune there at the beginning. He got pinned down pretty significantly. And that Lux, you know, that Lux did quite a bit of damage. But honestly, I think for Fortune, it was that moment right here when he sent out the rifle squad inside of the utility car, seemingly on a suicide mission, knowing very well that the vehicle was going to be destroyed, but essentially just giving it enough time to get into range to the Lux to be able to snare it and then finish it off with the bazookas, which was still pretty risky. He had to run himself straight into the enemy base and destroy it over here, which could have easily gone very poorly and, you know, not worked out. But it did, and it paid off, and ultimately ended up winning them the game. So, anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.